Today I actually got a couple of tracks as an example for using a call and response technique to make your electronic dance music tracks way more interesting. Hey guys, it's a nice sunny Sunday. I actually wanted to stay at home or just go out, spend my time with Vanessa, but there's one thing I screwed up about in my final warning track, and since it gets mastered in just 2 days, I have to do one Sunday session trying to fix the last little detail. There was one melody I don't really like, and I think I could get a little bit more out of the mixing. Since I want to spend as much time as possible with Vanessa today, I won't be able to show you what I'm actually doing to the track, and I think it's not really interesting. It's like EQing here like 1 or 2 dB and stuff like that. That won't really help you a lot. That's like the last % of the track, and also trying to adjust it to sound better. Wow, someone has this navigation thing turned up all the way. It's that guy with the bike. If I ever reach his age, I will also get a bike like that. That's kind of cool. So yes, instead of showing you those details where I even don't know myself what I'm actually doing, and it's a lot of trying out and changing things and then thinking about it, changing it again, I mean, you know what I'm talking about. So instead, let's just do something that is a little bit more fun. The first track is by Mike Minot. He's 19 years old and he's producing for just 1 year, and he made a really cool big room EDM track that really just works. Yeah, really good track. It's not really my type of music. I don't like big room EDM music. It's too hectic for me, too loud, and just too much rave going on. But it's good. The mix is very balanced. The kick is fat, the bass is fat, the main synthi sounds are okay. They could be a little bit more exciting, but it's working. And he did it in a really intelligent way. He used like a call response kind of pattern. So you have one synthi doing something, then the other synthi, and they always kind of interact with each other. I just think it could be more than just the two, maybe a third and fourth sound that also maybe come in every 8 bars to make it more interesting, because call and respond makes it always way more interesting. But if you repeat that for too long, and this track is doing it for too long, it starts to get repetitive. So try changing it up a little bit more, maybe have like more fills, more effects, and more synthi sounds that replace those two sounds that do the call respond thing, just to have more things going on right there. The next track is by Epsilon. He is 16 years old, also producing for 1 year. That's also a really good track. The mixing is also good. Kick and bass is really working. We also got here a kind of call and respond kind of pattern between the bass line and the main synthi sound, which I really like. Makes the track interesting, a lot more interesting than in the previous one, because it's more complex from the melodies. But I don't like the main synthi sound. It sounds a little bit weak, especially for future house, where you have like really cool snappy kind of lead synthesizer sounds. It sounds a little bit too washed out and has like this bell organ kind of tone to it. that I think doesn't really work on the track. That sound just hurts the track more than it helps, and the main synth sound should be actually the best in the song and carry the song forward. So try just out a couple of other sounds and I think you're good to go. This is a really cool track. It's very unique. It sounds very trap, hip-hop kind of influenced, but also has some sounds that are a bit more ambient kind of. I like it. The mixing isn't as on point as with the previous two tracks. It's a little bit different. It's lacking a lot of the mid frequencies, but this can be intentional. I think it still works kind of with the style Istraw went for on his track. It's, by the way, called Insanity. I really love the drums. They definitely work. I also love the bass lines. There's like one higher bass line coming in every 8 bars, which just sounds amazing. And I think because this track has so little going on in the mid frequencies, just some resonating like top synthesizers that have like an ARP sound to them, I think this track could definitely work a lot better with vocals, even if those are just sampled vocals or maybe someone like rapping or singing on top of it. I think it would make the track way more complete as it is right now. The next track is by Jay Reed. He's 15 years old. He's producing for 2 years. He's having trouble getting his mix sound sounding tight and getting the whole track louder. First of all, I think the track is loud enough. Don't make it necessarily louder than it is. If you want to get the right loudness as other producers have, just send it out to mastering. They know what they're doing. They will get that loudness and they will make that loudness sound good. Don't worry too much about it. In your track, maybe just the kick is too high in volume, or maybe trying out another kick might help to have it sit a little bit more subtle in the mix. And the less low end you have in a track, the louder you can actually make it. So by reducing the kick by 4 dB, you could make the entire track 4 dB louder, and you would perceive it being like 10 dB louder, because the higher the frequencies, the more our ears react to it. And with getting the mix tight, I think your mix is already pretty tight. I've heard way worse that was already released. I think it's just a matter of experience and practicing it, and you will eventually get there. I think a little bit more EQing the reverbs, doing sidechaining on more parts, and being more careful with the sound selection and just putting more time into your project will get you there eventually. Just never give up. Just keep it up. Just keep on making music. It takes time to learn it, and if you just started like 2 years ago, you will need at least 2 more years to really succeed. And then there's also this entire social media promotion and like having the right contacts kind of thing. So there's a lot that goes into making a career as a DJ and producer. But now let's get to the last track for today. It's by K-Wood. It's called Junk, and it's a very unique track that sounds a lot like the Gesaffelstein stuff, like very electronic, weird, twisted kind of. It's cool.
Know that there's wickedness in the world. You have to know that there are people who are just here to profit and to put their foot on the back of.
There's not a whole lot of feedback that I can give someone that is making this type of music, because the main thing of this kind of music is being unique and different. And if you mix it like one of my tracks or like a pop track, it wouldn't sound right. So just keep on doing what you do. It sounds cool, it sounds very unique. I like the style, it's interesting to listen to. Probably never ever something that would be played on the radio, but I'm sure there are people out there like music nerds, other producers, or people that just love twisted electronic kind of sounds that will enjoy listening to it. And those type of persons are more convinced by having unique sounds and being different than having like a tight and loud and kind of cool mix. It's more about collecting a lot of nice weird sounds and make them work together somehow. That's already it for today with track submits. I just really don't have the time today to do anything else. It's just me sitting here trying to finalize this track. I'm really here on a tight schedule. This has to be done on Tuesday. It needs to be mastered. And tomorrow I also want to send it out to other people to get feedback again. So yeah, I really need to hurry up. And then there's also my girlfriend waiting at home. I actually promised her to do something with her today. So yeah, I need to make it work somehow. Today eating just healthy. It's actually a noodle salad, so maybe not really healthy, but you have to admit it looks cool. It smells so good. And it's already better than just eating Nutella.